Welcome to Rustic Cottage Co. I'm Julie and I hope you like my Facebook page Rustic Cottage Co, my group Rustic Cottage Co, and my YouTube channel Rustic Cottage Co. This video is to inspire you. Please give the thumbs up, like, tell your friends and pass the word on. That will help my business. I much appreciate the time you're taking to enjoy this video. Please keep watching and let me know what you think in the comments. And thank you again for watching Rustic Cottage Co. from Julie. Have a great day. Enjoy the movie. So I'm here at the thrift store. We're going to do some thrift store shopping and see what I get. I'm going to show you around the thrift store a little bit. I won't be talking, I won't take my time. I just find, I don't know if it's just me, but it's a little on the rude side. So I'll show you a little bit in the store and then when I get back I'll unpack it and show you everything I picked up. Let's go shopping.
I gave up mine as soon as they said we didn't have to wear it.
Yeah.
I thought it said at the door. I couldn't find a black one. Lady, are you supposed to wear a mask? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? They make great vases for out in the summer flowers and stuff.
Yeah. So I am back. What a day. I am just, I don't know, it's only 11 a.m. this morning and I've had quite the day. Started off with, as you can see, my glasses broke. So I had to go in and order some more, so $1,000 later and 2 weeks looking like this. That was the start of my day, and then as you can probably see from the video, I don't know how much I tried to switch off my recording as soon as it started, but anyway, here in Canada on July the 1st they let it be that you could choose whether you wore a mask or not. And because I've had both my shots, I've not been wearing a mask, but I do actually respect some places tell you to, and I'll go and get it from my vehicle. Anyway, I got into the thrift store and I didn't see the notice saying that you have to wear a mask, but if they'd asked me to, I would have gone and got it. But this little cute little old lady right in front of me started chatting to me, and she says, "Did you not see the notice on the front? They want you to wear a mask." I said, "No, I didn't see it." And I'm trying to record because I like to do the recording first, then go back and pick up the items I like. So I thought I'll do the recording, get it done, and then I'll go get my mask. and she just kept going on chatting away, so I had to stop the recording because I didn't want her and her voice and everything all on video. So I am kind of recording this, not sure what I've taped, what I haven't, and we'll have to edit some of it. Anyway, she then continued walking and came up to someone that worked at the thrift store and said, "Oh, do we have to wear masks here?" And the lady said, "Yes, we do." And she turned around and said, "Oh, you have to go get your mask. I've just asked the lady for you." And I thought, oh, thanks. So I stopped recording, went back to my vehicle, got a mask. I'm now $1,000 out for my glasses. This cute little lady is starting to frustrate me. Anyway, I don't know if you want to hear this, but I'm laughing about it now. So now I'm trying to record, and every time I bumped into this little lady, she's trying to chat to me. Obviously she wants someone to chat to while she's shopping, which is fine, but that's not what I was doing. And if I hadn't been recording, I would have totally just chatted away to her. I'm fine with that, but I'm trying to record and I'm having to stop, start. Anyway, I got what I wanted and I'm gonna show you now. So hopefully you find it as funny as I did. Anyway, I found this little chair. It was $4.50, and with my discounts it was 20% off. So I got that. Let's see what else I got. Oh, before I start, I'm going to say a few things. I wasn't particularly needing anything in particular for right now. So I was looking for things that interested me, and I'm also looking for the future. So I'm looking for things for fall, looking for things for Christmas, and also looking for things for Halloween. And Halloween I usually do one big corner full display and advertise it as a whole display, and if and when, and it always does, it sells as is the whole thing, and it just goes within a couple of days, and it never lasts till Halloween, which disappoints my family because they would rather have it in our home than have it in my workplace, and they would actually enjoy it on Halloween, but it never works out that way. But I'm right now starting to collect a few things for Halloween. I'll be showing you what I'm doing with it as I go along towards closer to the time. So this piece here, I thought maybe keep the colour, maybe not, but I loved the pattern and the shape of it and thought it would be great as a potion bottle for Halloween. So that was $1 with 20% off. This here was $2.50 with 50% off, and if you can see here, perfect for some webbing for Halloween. So there's some of my material I'll be using to do a background for the corner. So that was a good find. Here, this is not Halloween, but I think I'm gonna have some fun with this guy. What do you think? I am gonna paint him. What I'm going to do is put some black matte on the areas that are black and put some more kind of white over the top. Then I'll wet distress back on some of the black so it's less shiny and less cute, because he's so cute, isn't he cute? So less cute and a little bit more farmhousey. All right, so that one's for that one. Can barely reach here. Anyway. This one here will be another potion bottle for the Halloween display, and also this one here. I collect lots of them, different colours, because I like to put lights, darker lights, and make it kind of just put labels on and potion it up. So all these were $1 each, but with 20% off. And I looked for the potion shape bottles. All right, and then I wanted to find a nice size book, a little bigger than I usually go for, and this one I picked because it's got a light color base. So I picked this one, and this is gonna be my book of spells that I'm gonna do and I'll do it in a video, and we're going to turn this book into a spell book for the Halloween display. So we'll have some fun with that, and that'll be a video coming up in the future. Alright, now what else do we have? This one here is also another Halloween. I'm going to have some fun with this, and unfortunately for you guys, I'm going to make it creepy. So this little guy is going to go creepy for Halloween. I'll have some fun with it. I've never done one of these before. If it turns out good, it'll go in the display, and if it doesn't, I'll learn from it. So there you go on that one. This I'm going to paint up. I'm going to cover the hole. I don't need it to be a birdhouse. Birdhouses don't sell for me, but I figured this church look will be at least good to display around Christmas time. So that I got for Christmas. And what's this one? I've forgotten what I got now. Oh, I remember. And I can just about reach. Hold on. I got this, it's $1.50. I got this guy, and it is actually a piggy bank. But I'm going to cover this hole, probably use some air dry clay, cover it up, and paint it, wet distress it, and that'll be cute. And they're always good all year round doing owls, and especially good in amongst the little trees and branches around winter time. So it's always a good seller at winter. All right, what else? This one's another Christmassy one. I'm going to just have some fun with this. I got it for $3, but with 20% off, so I won't be painting it, I don't think. I think I'll leave it as is. I'm not sure, we'll see. But I'll put some Christmas greenery and light and everything in it and display it on the mantle at Christmas time. So I'll collect a few of those over time. And last but not least, we're doing Halloween, we're doing Christmas, we're doing all sorts of things coming up. And I got this, and I thought it would be perfect for fall. Can you see that? So I paid $5 for it, 20% off. I don't know, everything I picked up today was 20% off. So I'm going to just use this as a little display over the fall when we come into September, October. So I think that's cute, I like it. I probably won't paint it, I'll probably leave it as is and just have it as some background, some colour, and go from there. If it happens to not sell and I still have it, I may whiten it out and paint it so it's less fall colours, less fall looking, so it can be just background. But I hope it just sells as is, you know, we'll see. So as I say, $5 with 20% off. It wasn't cheap, but it was just one of those things that caught my eye. So that is the thrift haul. Over the next little while I'll do a couple of the things in this video. I think I'll do the cow, and I think I'll do the owl in this video. So those are coming up in this video, and maybe even like the chair. There'll be a few things, but some of the seasonal, the Halloween and the fall and the Christmas, I'll do in future videos. So keep watching, see what I do with this cute cow and the owl and the chair. And well, there's a couple of things I've got to going. Let's see what I get up to. First, we are going to attack this little chair. It's so cute. I'm going to put a base coat on of my usual base coat. Let's have some fun, turn it into a little rustic chair. So I'm just going to, oh, I just need to stir this. Just going to paint the whole thing in this charcoal grey everywhere and let it dry. So that's what I'm going to do first on this piece, and I'm not going to paint the whole thing in front of you because that would be boring. Watching someone paint can be relaxing, but when it's continuous on someone's channel, I'm sure it gets to be, okay, I see you painting, let's see what's next. So I'm going to show you when I finish painting and what's next, all right? So I have completely put the grey coat over the whole thing. I haven't done the underneath. I may do it, but probably not. The only reason you can see it right now is because I got it off high. If it was on the floor, you wouldn't see it. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I will put a clear coat over this first coat so that later on I can wet distress back. So I'm going to leave this to dry and get on to the next one. I think we'll do the owl next. So I've put the air dry clay in place. It's not perfect, but I can, once it's dry, sand it down a little bit, and then I'm going to put some filler on top. Right now, just being able to put some glue and the air dry clay into the hole without it being pushed right through the other side took a little bit. So I've got that going, and I'm going to just leave that to dry overnight. So while I'm waiting for the chair to dry and the owl to dry, we're going to start on this little cow. And even though it does have the black in the places I want it to have the black, it's just a little too shiny for me. So this is the black I like to use. It's a folk art. I believe it's called Rich Black, even though I've got some paint over the name there. I get it from Walmart. That's the black I like. It's really thick. It's really, it goes on nicely. It covers so easily with one coat, and it dries matte. So I just love this one for black. So I will basically use a small brush, and I'm just painting literally over where it's already black, just to give it less shine. And then when I've done that, I will do a clear coat over that so that I can wet distress back to the black itself. I'm also going to do some black on the eyes as well. So I'm just going to literally just paint black over black and let that dry. So starting on the church, and would you believe, I wanted to fill the hole, and I found this tiny cork that fits perfectly into the hole. I couldn't believe it, so I've glued that in, and I'm going to leave that to dry. I can't believe my look, and maybe my look's changing now today. This morning was a little crazy funny, and now this afternoon that looks good. So I will be painting over it, and you won't be able to notice I put a cork in there, and believe me, it's not a real bird house. There is no birds left in the house. So this now will be drying, and at the same time I will be using the dark charcoal grey to do a first coat on the whole thing. Now this one here I did actually get in the last thrift haul, and I never got round to finishing it. I think it's so cute. I did cut the bottom off, so now it's just a shelf. And even though I love the sunflowers, I really do, and if it was for me personally, I would touch it up, add a few things, put some plant pots on, and that would be it. But as it is to sell, and I'm starting to get to know what sells in my area, unfortunately it's going to get painted. So I am going to go over it, unfortunately, with the dark charcoal grey paint, give it one full coat, and then a clear coat after that when it's dry, and then we'll go from there. So I have got the dark charcoal paint on this owl, and next I'll be putting a clear coat on. The church and the cow already have the base coat, and the clear coat is already on. And if I come around here to this piece here, if you remember, this one also has the dark charcoal paint, the areas I want to distress back, and also has the clear coat on. And last but not least, just showing you down here, This also little chair, this way. It's got the dark charcoal one coat and clear coat already on. So right now we're going to get on with putting the white linen chalk paint, white linen chalk paint, 2 coats on everything. Okay, so the owl is ready, and what we're going to be doing next is wet distressing. So we're going to wet distress back everything. I'll just show you on a couple of the items what I mean. Wet distressing is basically using a damp cloth, washing away, wiping away the white to reveal back the dark grey in areas to make it look like it's distressed. Now the reason it doesn't go right through to the base is because I put a clear coat in between. If you have better quality paints, you don't always have to do the clear coat. If you have the cheaper brand paints to bring down the pricing, like I do, because I'm always trying to bring the pricing down but still have good quality, then you need to take that extra step. Now you might say, well, for you to put a clear coat on, wouldn't that be the same price as getting the more expensive paint? Yes, it would, but also for the better paint that I find is the best paint, I also have on top of that extreme pricing on shipping, and that I find I can't justify when I'm selling something. So to add that on, and I'm not taking the shipping to get the paint to me, being in Canada and having to come over the border, being that I have to pay extra, that I can't justify. Okay, so just a quick there. A lot of people ask me, how do you wet distress? Why do you do it that way? There's a quick going over. So all I'm going to do is rub the areas I want distressed and where I know it's going to make an impact, and it's basically corners, detail, that kind of thing. So these ears here are going to be a good wet distress. Now you can only use the parts of the cloth that have not been used. Once you rubbed in one place and you have some white paint on it, you have to move on to another part of the cloth. Obviously the face of the owl is going to be a good wet distress, so we're going to do that next. So I'm just going to rub all over the eyes and the beak in different directions to get that distress back. And then here we've got some fake feathers, so we're going to distress on those too. Also on the better paint, I find the distressing is easier, and you can even use basically a baby wipe to do it. It's that easy. But on this particular paint that I use, a harsh damp cloth is what I need to use. We have the wings here, so I'm just going to distress over them. If you find it doesn't distress easily, use your damp cloth, rub over the area to get it moist, and then go back and then rub. It just, the moistness there softens the paint. And there we have our owl. This one's pretty much ready. I'm going to wait for it to dry back up again, and we are going to then just clear coat it, so that one will be ready. Let's work on our cow next. This one I'm just wet distressing back in the areas, if I can remember, where the black is. So I'm going to do a little bit of the horns here. I don't know, do all cows have horns, or is this just a bull? I don't know. The ears. Now I want the face to be, the eyes to be seen. So I'm just going to do a little bit on the eyes. And the nose. And then I remember I put some black on the bottom of each of the feet. charcoal grey on the bottom of each of the feet. And now I remember there was some black here, so I'm going to rub some of this back to the black. And on the bottom of the tail. And I remember over the head area we had some black and grey going on, so let's get some of that showing. Turn them around, do this side. A little bit more on the side, I think. That's better. And there we have it. We have the cow, I think, is looking good. Just going to bring you up just a little. There you go. So, just have it distressed, but still looking like it's a cow. So let this one dry again. Also, oh, I think I'm going to do a bit more on the nose. Hold on. Because he seems to have a little bit of a mouth. There we go. Alright, gonna let that one dry up. And next is the church. So, gonna just again, any detail. Rub any lines, edges. The windows of the church. And then we'll go do the door of the church. These windows. Again, the edges. And then the top again. Just so that you've got everywhere some nice rustic distressing. And then how much you rub, how much time you do on it is how much you're going to be taking off. So that's your discretion on the piece and what you think it needs. Sometimes I do a light distress, since it gives a little bit more of a modern look. And then if I do a heavy distress, obviously that's more of a very old look. Gonna do a little extra on the door. And there we go. We have the church is done. I'll be letting that dry, and I will be clear coating that one. And as I say, this I find it will sell really well, but I know it will sell extremely well if I put it into a little kind of display area at Christmas. The churches always go well at Easter and Christmas. So I'm going to be doing the chair in the same way, and also the other shelf with the fencing and everything in the same way, just rubbing back to reveal the charcoal grey and black that I've been putting on. And that is as simple as the wet distressing, and then I'll clear coat everything and display it all, and you can see the finished from the thrift store buying to the revealing and the painting, and then next you'll be able to see how it all looks. Keep watching. So So we're going to do a last step here. This one I've added in because I think it'll look really cute on the chair. I'm going to do some stenciling, and I'm going to do a mixture of different stencils to get the look I'm looking for. Quite often I do that because I find if you just use a stencil as is, then you'll find lots of different furniture and pieces all looking the same because everybody bought the same stencil. So I like to kind of change it up a little. What I do is I'm going to use the dark grey, so it goes with everything. I just shake up the can, up and down, and I find the amount of paint that goes on the top is exactly how much I need for doing stenciling. And I use a stencil brush, but it's a cheap one from the actual dollar store. I don't spend lots of money if I don't have to, but I will spend lots of money if I have to. So on this one, this is I believe this one's a Jamie Ray vintage stencil, I think so. And I'm just going to get a little on my brush, take some off and just stencil around. Now on this particular stencil, I don't like the middle of it. It's got a big kind of corn thing. It's very detailed and I find it too fussy. So this is the part of the stencil I'm not going to do. I'm just using it for the round part around the edge. Also, I'm not centering the stencil perfectly onto my piece. For one thing, it doesn't fit, but also I find if you do that, it just looks too perfect, too arranged. And I want this stencil to look rustic, so I'm just kind of doing it that it's off the side, not flat. So I'm just going to dab or swirl. Some people swirl and just go around. So I'll show you when I finish this one and which one we're going to use next. So now the stencil is dry. I got a little bit too much paint there, but I'm not worried about it because on the next step I'm going to be sanding. And the reason I sand it afterwards is for the fact that right now it looks like fresh paint stenciling on an old rustic chair, so that doesn't match. So if you sand down your stenciling, it looks like it's been there for a long time. So also what I used was I used 1, 2, 3, 4 different stencils. I did the circle as you saw me doing it first, and then I got the word grains from a different stencil. The date I got from another stencil because I preferred that date, being an older date than the one that came with the grains. And then the number 9, I just kind of put that in just to fill some space. Anyway, I'm going to try with this little bit more kind of coarse sandpaper. I'm going to try it first on this bleed area. If it's a little too heavy, I'll go to a finer one. But I'm just going to literally sand down so I've got a more full looking stencil, a little more aged looking, and also a little more rustic looking. This little bit more coarse one is working really well. It's not too much. I always do a test area first and just go over the whole thing. And then, as I say, I have some little bit of bleed through here, so I'm just going to distress it even more in this area to bring that back. And just kind of match that on the other side. And then with a cloth, if I have one over here, I'm just going to wipe that away. All the dust from the sanding, and I think I'm just going to a little bit more on this little edge here. Bring that back to a perfect line rather than have the bleed through, and then just dust that off again. And this line here, just a little bit. So you're just basically straightening up your line with the sandpaper, and it comes out nice. And you don't want it perfect, but you don't want it to look blotchy either. Have it look like it's wiped away looks better than it's been blotched on. Take your time, make it how you want it, Just doing a little more, just in this area. And a little bit of fine on top. There, that's better. That I like, and I will. That's what I've got going on. So now I am ready. I'm going to clear coat this and stage it all up. And now I'm happy with how everything is turning out. So watch next for the inspirational pictures of everything finished. I'm Julie from Rustic Cottage Co. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and thumbs up. Thank you.